the majority had the experience, bitter experience, of the election of the speaker in mind, where the NDC didn't have the numbers, and yet they gave the country a speaker. We saw how that put almost everything in disarray, because the majority somehow was so sure that Speaker Michael Oquaye would be elected. Brochures had been made for him to preside over Parliament, for the president, you know, and all of that. And unfortunately, unfortunately, things turned a different way. And then new printing had to be done to insert for Bagwing, you know, to take over. So, Richard, that is the experience that led the majority to walk out. You agree?
Well, Samson, good morning to you and to my senior brother and then our colleagues on the Zoom. I disagree with that position, really. Walkouts are legitimate parliamentary tools that are used by parliamentarians to either make a point, reinforce their point, or refuse to make a point. So our majority essentially just use a parliamentary tool to address a parliamentary concern they have. So it really
usually it's the minority that will walk out.
Well, it's a parliamentary tool, so anyone can use it, whether majority or minority. The end objective is to make a point and to address a certain concern that they have. But you know, something truly, and I listened to my brother Sweeney very carefully, they engaged in a needless exercise, really. Bearing Article 82.5 in mind, it was a needless exercise because the majority had given a press conference, which press conference the president and party elders have called them to a discussion. They have agreed, issued a statement, I think this was on the 26th of October, to say that yes, based on the understanding they've reached with the president, they'll hold on for the finance minister to deal with the two express issues before him, the IMF and the budget, and subsequent to that, the president will act on their request. And so they've agreed and issued a letter to that effect. And so if you know that the president has agreed with the majority on this subject matter, you can almost certainly be assured that if you go and pass any censure motion, he's not going to revoke the minister's appointment. You should know that for sure. So it's a needless political exercise they subjected all of us to. But be it as it may, that is their choosing. But the key thing is that we must focus, because what is before us is a serious matter. As a country, we must come together and deal with it.
You're saying, for example, that the president had the luxury that even if Parliament was successful in passing the vote of no confidence, of course, the final power rests with him to now remove the minister. He would have chosen not to remove the minister, regardless of the fact that the people's representatives have disapproved of the minister.
Well, I'm just citing the Constitution for you, right? So the Constitution allows for the Parliament to go through the motion, and once the motion passes, it is subject to the president to revoke the appointment. And that's the Constitution.
And the president would have exercised his discretion the other way.
Now, I don't know that, but I'm only saying that given that he's reached an understanding with the majority to say that I want these express businesses to be addressed, and knowing that those businesses have not been concluded, if I were them, I would not engage in this because I would be wasting my own time.
Well noted. Time. But do you think sincerely that a president ought to have an option once Parliament takes a decision to him to act on?
Well, the Constitution says so. Maybe we'll have to amend it based on your take today. Maybe we should look seriously to amending the Constitution. But present, that's what we have.
What will you say of a president who disregards the position of the people's representative?
Well, Samson, you're leading me into a rabbit hole. What I'm saying is that I've not said the president will ignore.
No, I'm just talking about a situation. Imagine it happens in this country.
Making that position.
What will you say of a president who does that?
Well, I don't know any president who has done that. So let's not.
If a president did that, what will you say of them?
Samson, you're a lawyer. Let's not engage in hypotheticals.